Alright, last but certainly and definitely not least, my sweet Damien, we're gonna spend time with you at the beach. And you still have your mind reading powers, so this is gonna be interesting. Damien. I turned my head toward Damien, seeing him stare at the ocean's horizon. I couldn't help but wonder what was on his mind. Damien had become an interesting venture to explore, as he was generally the less talkative brother of the incubi, despite being human now. But you can still mind read? No, that didn't happen at the end of his route. Did it just decide to change it here? That's a little immersion breaking, because he reads your mind before you come to the beach, and then all of a sudden it's like, he's human now. Ah well, just a little niggly thing. We'll move swiftly on from that. I found these facts dance around my thoughts in fascination. As I looked at Damien, he looked over and was surprised to see me stare at him before smiling and reaching over, taking my hand. I blushed and smiled, giving his hand a squeeze. I began to wonder what we were going to do together. We could walk along the shore, swim and explore the depths of the ocean, maybe even surf. Anything was a possibility. Out of pure excitement, I tightened my hold on Damien's hand and pulled him towards the ocean, giggling a bit.
Huh?
Come on, let's jump in!
Wait!
He can't swim, can he? I could barely hear him as we made our way towards the edge of the water. Poor Damien. Before we could even touch it, however, Damien pulled my hand back, causing us to stop. Whoa!
Hold on, okay?
Damien? What's wrong? Damien grimaced, tightening his grip on my hand as he looked down at the sand in shame? What was he ashamed of?
I can't swim.
Oh, Damien, I'm sorry. And suddenly I felt bad. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
It's alright. I guess I forgot to tell you.
Damien relaxed a bit before stepping beside me, looking out at the water. There was a form of longing in his eyes that made me frown, but a prick of curiosity tapped at my mind. Why don't you know how to swim?
Well, I guess the demon world is to blame. In the abyssal plains, we live near a place called the Decaying Sea, a cursed body of water that pulls anyone who falls in beneath the water, for all eternity.
Sounds scary. How come your brothers know how to swim? Oh, wow.
Yeah. When we came here, James and the others instantly adapted and grew to love the beaches we went to. I never really got over my fear, though, so I can't swim.
That's understandable. Damien pressed his lips together and sighed, making me frown a bit more. I really wanted to help him, and he seemed to be interested in at least wading through the water. With a small dollop of courage, I turned around and slowly walked back into the water, feeling the ocean gently wrap and dance around my feet while I held Damien's hand.
Huh?
Let's take it slow then. I'll help you through it, even if we just wade through the water. Damien stared at me in surprise. I hoped he was up for a courageous chance, but something told me that he would be with just a little nudge. As his lips finally formed a loving smile, he nodded, making me giddy in joy. He slowly began to walk towards me as I led both of us further into the water. As the ocean caressed Damien's feet, he flinched a bit, tightening his grasp on my hand. However, he gulped silently and pushed himself further. I felt a bit bad, not wanting to force him into this, so I slowed my pace even further, eventually getting us to the knee-deep edge of the water. The ocean, on the other hand, was an impatient beast. Waves! I barely noticed a shadow hovering over us as Damien looked up behind me and suddenly became pale in fright.
Wave!
That's me at the beach whenever there's a giant wave. Wave! I barely had time to turn around to see a gigantic wave cresting over Damien and me before feeling my incubus rush at me and wrap himself around me protectively. Aw, Damien! The cold but refreshing wave of water splashed over our bodies, making the warm air that followed after brush against our cooled skin. However, we remained frozen at the event, caught off guard at the ocean's natural splash attack. I looked up at Damien and watched as he slowly opened his eyes, looking around in slight surprise. We were both soaking wet, but we were still okay, standing in the same spot we were in before. Gently standing up straight, I placed my hands on his shoulders, slightly nervous and worried about my incubus's mental state. Oh no. Damien? A moment passed of utter silence as Damien seemed to take in what had happened to him. We were all right, and we were still together. Oh no. And he's gone. Well, Damien, it was nice knowing you. Finally, Damien began to laugh. It was a sweet and joyful laugh, one that seemed to ooze with innocent excitement and enthusiasm. I couldn't help but start laughing myself. That wave was unexpected. Aw, you look so happy. There's a boy. Damien grinned at me before gently walking further into the water, gesturing for me to follow.
Come on! Let's wait for another one further in.
He's experienced the joys of the beach. I stared, dumbfounded. Where did this rush of courage come from? As if the ocean listened to my thoughts, a small wave gently pulled me forward, pushing the back of my knees towards Damien. I stared at the water before smiling. This swimming lesson would be fun. I would spend time with Damien, forging a new memory and helping him learn to love the water. The ocean seemed excited to have us, and I was happy to know we would have a grand time. I wouldn't have had it any other way. That was really, really cute. Aside from a couple of things that didn't add up, such as he could read minds, then he was a human. That was okay. I also, didn't we, seduce each other in a hot tub in the first game? I know that's technically not, an ocean, but is he just scared of all water? Is he okay with baths? If it's, if he can sit in it, is it okay? Questions. So many questions. Okay, well, that was Damien's episode, and it was really, really sweet. And now, I gotta go search around and find out how to access the Diana portion of this, because she's in here. She's in here. Look. Diana. Diana's here. I gotta find her. So once I found her on this beach, we will come back and see what that has in store for us. Until then, see you later.